My name is Tammy McGowan, a video on how to carve a chain. I have it marked according to the directions from the website how to make one. This is 2 inches square basswood by 12 inches long. So for 2 inches square, the center strip needs to be 1/2 inch wide. So that's what I've done there. And the other end is like so. And I will be removing the 4 corners with a very old handsaw. So far, I have removed the 3 corners. I still have one more corner I need to remove up here. When you're done, it is supposed to look like a plus sign. So right now, what I got left is to do this corner here and remove it. The way to do that is to take a knife. You can also use a handsaw, and I have tried to do that and I didn't feel comfortable using the handsaw, so I'm using my knife. And the way I'm doing it is you just score along this line a few times to get a little deeper cut, because what you're doing is making a stop cut. And then as I'm removing this section here, I'm also cutting on this line as well, that line there. So what you do is you just take your knife and score right along that line, and then go back over the line again a little deeper until you get a little bit of a deep cut, and then you start whittling away the wood from the top corner, work your way down till you remove nearer to each line. And then when you get closer to the line, you keep going over that stop cut occasionally. Each time you remove a layer of wood, you go over and make that stop cut deeper on each side. And then as you get near this line, you cut near that line, but not too close, because you do not want to cut into this section, because you're keeping this section. So you remove layers, then go back over again with the stop cut, making it a little deeper, and then remove a little, go back again, do the stop cut, and remove some more until you end up completely with this section removed. You try not to cut too far after you get to the corners, because you don't want to cut into any of the plus sign areas. So far, what I have got done is I have transferred the links onto the wood, and to do this I have used a pattern like this, and there will be a photo in the comments that show how to do this. You use graph paper that is 4 squares to the inch. And so what you do is you go to the edge of your wood and line up the edge of the pattern like that, and you trace it with pencil. I used a marker so that it could be easier seen. This column is there to help you get your spacing correct. After you draw one, you draw the line up and down with pencil, and that helps you match your next one up. And I have found that it is easier to draw a line right up through the middle. That helps you with matching them up as well. After you draw the first 3, and you get the other side done as well. The others are offset halfway, so the links will go together correctly, like this. The directions I am following says to use wood that is 2 inches square by 2 inches square by 10 inches long. My wood is 12 inches long, so I'll be cutting off this part. The next thing I'll be doing is removing the excess wood from the outside, these triangles here. Then I will go and remove the wood on the inside of the links. And the way I'm doing that is I'm going to be using a knife, and I'll make score cuts on the lines, and I'll go over those a few times, and then make them a little deeper and then a little bit more deeper by going over them several times. And then I'll take the knife and remove what I can. And I also have a small gouge that isn't very wide. It's a number 9 sweep, so the small gouge will be perfect to help remove the excess there. So I got it completely roughed out now. The roughing out is finished. It's coming along quicker than I thought it would. So now what I need to do, I've already removed the outside parts of the excess wood. Now I need to take my knife and, like right here, this strip on the inside, I need to go over that with a score cut right along there, and then go back again deeper, over it again a little deeper. So I do that on all the inside pieces, and then also on the lines that I've drawn. Go over them a few times to make stop cuts, and then remove the excess wood. And then after I remove a layer of the excess wood, go back over it again, make a stop cut again a little bit deeper on each of those parts, and then remove a little bit more, another layer, go back over it again with one more stop cut, a couple deeper cuts on the lines here and on the inside piece, and just continue on until that's removed. And then the only thing else that's left is, after all that is removed, I need to take a saw, a very small thin saw, and saw the parts right here. I need to saw through the parts that are right there, that line, very careful down to the flat area, to each one of those, sawing down to the flat part that separates the links there. And then when you're done with all that removing, you will have a tiny little piece where the links connect. Just keep removing that as carefully as you can until there's only a tiny bit left. And then when there's only just like a little thread of wood left, the only thing left is to take your knife and very carefully round out the links so they're nice and round, and then your chain is complete. I will say I was quite nervous about starting this project because it looked very intimidating. It looked complicated. But now that I'm this far in, it almost seems easy and simple. And so if I can do this, I know that you can too. So give carving a chain a chance, try it, and I really think you will like it. Be very careful of your choice of woods. I highly recommend basswood, especially for your first attempt. I've now got to where all of the excess material has been removed. The only thing left to do is cut through the connecting areas between the links. Now that the excess wood has been removed, it makes it so much easier to do that, because it was like this, and now, since the excess wood has been removed, this layer can shift down out of the way, and I could take a coping handsaw and just saw right down through there, and then turn it over to get the other side, push this layer back down out of the way, and saw on down through that way. I've already did one link that way, and now it's separated. Person can also, if you prefer not to use a saw, is just take your knife and carve down through there like a score cut. Cut down to that line in between. Go back over your line again. Just keep going back over that line. Go a little deeper. Go over it again. And like John Overby in his video, is when you go this way over it, you don't just keep going off the edge. You go like, because it'll jump away. You go over the cut and then rock it down. Then you turn to the other side, move the pieces out of your way. It's very easy to move them now. Cut back over that again several times, deeper and deeper, and cut from this edge deeper and deeper until you get them to come apart. And then your chain will be completely free to move around, and you just need to whittle out the edges so it makes it nice and round, and then your chain will be completely finished. So this is the end of this video, and I hope that you have found it useful. Thank you for your time.